may be seated. Let it be said that on this day, October the 15th, 2011, a new adventure is beginning for Kevin and Sarah. It began when Kevin mistakenly went to the wrong house, and Sarah noticed and told him which house to go to, and now he stands here ready to make a home with her. It began when they met again, and she had her little friend Mabel with her, and he looked into her eyes and she wagged her tail. And he said, "This girl's got a cool dog." And he knew that a woman with a dog like that, and a woman who could help him find his way, was surely his sweetheart. So here they stand, having walked in from two separate paths, ready to create one life together. It's fitting that you would choose to be married next to this river, beneath these trees. For a marriage, much like a river, is as constant as it is changing. And a marriage like these trees, in order to remain strong, must put its roots down deeply in one place and let its canopy spread so that it can create a sanctuary of shade for your beloved and for all who would come to reside within your home. So we stand here today celebrating that their love has begun, and in a moment they will exchange these rings as a symbol of their love. Rings are an ancient symbol. They're round like the sun, like the eye, and like arms that embrace. And they know that these rings are made precious by more than the metals and the minerals from which they're created. These rings are made precious by the intentions in which they're about to give them. But they also want them to be made special by your blessing. So I have them tied together here, and I'm going to begin them with Sarah's mom and ask that you take these rings for just a moment and hold them in your hand as they come around to you. Make a silent blessing, hold them next to your heart, say a prayer, whatever feels right to you, so that these rings will be invested with their intentions and with your blessing. You have another task today. This is an amazing day. It could so easily feel like a dream for them in years to come. But you are the ones who are going to remind them that today was one of the most real days of their lives, and that the vows that they're about to say are steadfast vows, and that they meant them when they said them. So they are printed in the program, and I will ask you to take them home with you and to keep them, so that in the years to come you will continue to be their support. And because I suspect that you have such beautiful voices, and I've already been asked if I'm going to have you sing. I'm not going to have you sing, but I do think it's a good idea to have them hear the power that's behind them. So I want you to use your most resounding voices and answer one simple question with the words, "We do." Do you promise to do everything in your power to continue from this day on to support Sarah and Kevin in their loving? If so, please just say, "We do."
We do.
You have an amazing group of family and friends with you today. An amazing group of parents who, between them, have celebrated 60, 70 years of marriage, 32 and 36 years of steadfast loving kindness, playful loving kindness, as I've witnessed with you in these couple of days as you've been here on the farm. You've been the model for both of them of what it means to be partners and to be committed. It's not usual that people have both families intact, and even if they do, that they can speak to me so eloquently of the kind of love and kindness that they saw pass through their parents' lives. So we celebrate today that you brought them into this world, that you've imagined the best for them, and that you have modeled for them what it is to be kind and faithful companions for all these years. We give thanks for the ancestors who set the path, who cannot be here today, and for all those other folks that you love who couldn't be here as well. So we have a couple of readings for some inspiration, and both of the dads are going to bless us with their beautiful voices as they read for us. Chris?
I'm going to read To Love is Not to Possess by James Kavanaugh. To love is not to possess, to own or imprison, nor to lose oneself in another. Love is to join and separate, to walk alone and together, to find a laughing freedom that lonely isolation does not permit. It is finally to be able to be who we really are, no longer clinging in childish dependency, nor docilely living separate lives in silence. It is to be perfectly oneself and perfectly joined in permanent commitment to another and to one's inner self. Love only endures when it moves like waves, receding and returning gently or passionately, or moving lovingly like the tide in the moon's own predictable harmony, because finally, despite a child's scar or an adult's deepest wounds, they are openly free to be who they really are, and always secretly were, in the very core of their being, where true and lasting love can alone abide.
Thank you. Sarah's father?
This is the art of a good marriage, and as I look out I see so many people that could be reading this, but they asked me to do it. By Wilford Arlen Peterson. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In marriage, the little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say, I love you at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with a honeymoon. It should continue through the years. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow old. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner.
Sarah and Kevin know that I teach right across the river at Warren Wilson College, and as a teacher, as you know, it's best sometimes to have a concrete object of some sort if you want to demonstrate a lesson for your students to remember. So I've brought something, you've actually helped me to bring it here, that I think will help you remember the one thing that I would like for you to do to stay married until death do you part. So yesterday, from this lovely river, these two picked out a rock. This is Kevin's heart. This is Sarah's heart. About the size of your fist. I would like for you to exchange your rocks, your hearts. When you say your vows in a few moments, that's exactly what you will be doing. You will be saying to your beloved that I see in you a person who is worthy of my most sacred possession, my heart. I see someone I can trust. I see someone who has integrity. I see someone who has wisdom who has already proven his ability, her ability to continue to grow and learn and change. I see someone who will be willing to decorate the interior of their bodies as a sanctuary of loving kindness for my heart. You see so many wonderful things in each other. In her, you see a sweet and funny and organized human being. In him, you see someone who is generous, outgoing, kind to a fault, perhaps, thinking of others and thinking so clearly about the us that you've so clearly become. In each other, you have found someone who can stand eye to eye with you, challenge you, restrain you when you need to be restrained, guide you when you need to be guided. So all you need do from this day forward is to remember that you bear her heart in your body, that your most important task, and your most important task as you bear his heart within your life, is to put the other's interests before your own. If both of you do that, your marriage cannot be broken. If all of us could love in such a way where we put the other's best interest before our own, the world would be at peace. The kind of love that you will have for each other is presumably the kind of love that the Creator of the universe has for us. And this kind of loving is the most beautiful example of it to those of us who may have doubt that such love could exist. So it is my prayer that you will do this from this day forward, that you will continue to remain strong, because you're engaging in something that's so vulnerable at this moment. Something that is destined to bring you the greatest joy you can ever imagine, but surely will also bring you sorrow. For linking your lives with another will link you with their successes as well as their failures. And we know so clearly that we have to struggle even to control our own minds and bodies, to let alone to think that now we've linked our lives with someone else's. So you're on a great adventure. And you've told me and each other that you're up for it. So are you ready to say your vows? All right. If you will give your flowers to your... And I will hold on to your hearts for a little while. They're very warm. So, Kevin, if you would go first. I'm going to step over here on this side. They are going to use their most intimate voices and mean what they say. I don't think it's a good idea for them to start their married lives yelling at each other. So you will probably not hear their promises, but they're written here. And as I've asked you before, please take them seriously and remind them in the years to come. I, Kevin, take you, Sarah, to be my wife.
I, Kevin, take you, Sarah, to be my wife.
To have and to hold.
To have and hold.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better or worse.
For richer, for poor.
For richer or poorer.
In sickness and in health.
Sickness and in health.
Day by day, I promise to love you.
Day by day, I promise to love you.
And to honor you.
And to honor you.
To walk with you side by side.
To walk with you side by side.
In joy and in sorrow.
In joy and in sorrow.
Day by day, I promise.
Day by day, I promise.
To hold you in my arms.
To hold you in my arms.
To grow with you in truth.
To grow with you in truth.
To laugh with you.
To laugh with you.
Cry with you.
Cry with you.
Be with you.
Be with you.
And to love you with all that I am.
And to love you with all that I am.
And all that I shall become.
And all that I shall become.
This I promise you.
This I promise you.
From the depths of my heart.
From the depths of my heart.
My mind.
My mind.
My soul.
My soul.
For all our life together.
for all our life together,
until we are parted by death.
until we are parted by death.
This is my solemn vow.
This is my solemn vow.
Sarah, do you accept Kevin's promises?
I do.
I, Sarah, take you, Kevin, to be my husband.
Wait, what?
I, Sarah, take you, Kevin, to be my husband.
Sarah, take you, Kevin, to be my husband.
To have and to hold
Have and to hold
from this day forward.
from this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poor.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
Day by day, I promise
Day by day, I promise
to love you and to honor you.
to love you and to honor you.
To walk with you side by side.
To walk with you side by side.
In joy and sorrow.
In joy and sorrow.
Day by day, I promise
Day by day, I promise
to hold you in my arms.
to hold you in my arms.
To grow with you in truth.
To grow with you in truth.
To laugh with you.
To laugh with you.
Cry with you.
Cry with you.
Be with you.
Be with you.
And to love you with all that I am.
And to love you with all that I am.
And all that I shall become.
And all that I shall become.
This I promise you
This I promise you
from the depths of my heart,
from the depths of my heart,
my mind,
my mind,
my soul,
my soul.
for all our life together,
All our life together,
until we are parted by death.
until we are parted.
This is my solemn vow.
This is my solemn vow.
Kevin, do you accept Sarah's promises?
I do.
Kevin and Sarah, may your love like the sun illumine. May your love like the eye see clearly. And may your love like arms always reach out towards one another. Wear these rings always in the spirit in which they've now been blessed and with the intentions you've just shared with one another. Kevin, I give you this ring
Kevin, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love.
as a symbol of my love.
As this ring has no end,
As this ring has no end,
neither shall my love for you.
neither shall my love for you.
Sarah, I give you this ring
Sarah, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love.
as a symbol of my love.
As this ring has no end,
As this ring has no end,
neither shall my love for you.
neither shall my love for you.
If the couple will let me, I take this colorful stole that I wear around my shoulders and I wrap my stole around their hands and I give them a blessing. This stole could also be called a yoke. So if it is a yoke, it implies that I am hitched to something or that I pull some sort of a burden. What burden could I possibly carry? I carry the burden of loving kindness, the burden of compassion. And it's the lightest, most beautiful burden that any human being could ever be asked to carry. So I wrap their hands within that to remind them that they're held within something so much bigger than they could ever imagine. And then I give them a blessing. And then after we do that, they're going to turn around and take the gifts from the river, some more rocks, such as stand for their hearts, and they're going to stack them. In many civilizations throughout time, when sacred acts have happened in nature, peoples have gathered rocks and piled them one on the other as a sign that something special happened in this place. So these rocks are a gift from the river. They're a sign for them that something special has happened today. They can take them home with them. But also in the stacking, they create their first work of art together as a married couple. And then, as our greatest works of art are often prone, sometimes they crumble apart. In this instance, these rocks, you will just simply pick them back up and build it all over again. Have a feeling Mabel and Ruby's tails will knock them down on your hearth, and as much as you need to, you'll build them back up as a reminder that that's the work you're called to do. So, I give you thanks that you let me stand in this place with you. This is an amazing moment in your lives with this amazing sky. You got the prettiest day in the whole wide world. These wonderful people who are here with you to support you. This is not a game. Sear it in your imagination so that you can remember it forever. Look at each other's beautiful hands. These are the hands of your destiny. They're young and beautiful and strong. These hands will grow old and beautiful and strong together. These are the hands that will guide each other as you have so far. These are the hands that will welcome each other home from work. These are the hands that will hold your children. Treasure. Yours are the lips that will speak truth and love, that will encourage each other, that will warm each other. Cherish your lips and realize for your life is more life. It's so beautiful. He's determined to stop them all. Make it hard for you. Sarah and Kevin, we have been pleased to witness your vows, and it is our pleasure to say that you are now husband and wife, and would you seal your promises with a kiss?
Oh, yeah.